Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have a battle against Braves. This is actually going to be our second match here on Scarlet and Violet, but we've played this guy a bunch of times before in Pokemon games past. He is a friend of the channel and a good competitive battler that we have got off of Discord. So, he usually brings some exciting and interesting sets to battle here, so we'll go ahead and take a look and see what he has in store for us this time. So, yeah, looking at his team, it looks to be pretty strong, pretty cool, pretty interesting looking squad there. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I used in the last game. So, what do I want to lead with here? I think we're actually going to go with the Superior in this one. And yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that works out. As he is still making his selection there. We will see if we can get this team to do some good things. And hopefully have a good match here. We usually do have good matches with this guy here, so hopefully this one is no different. Alright. So, it looks like he is going to go ahead and lead with the Arcanine, Hisuian Arcanine that is, as we lead with the Superior. So, this is kind of a bad matchup for us in the sense that if he is Choice Scarf, which these things can be, he will outspeed us. So the question is, do I want to bet my Superior on that? And I kind of don't think I do. At the same time, we don't really have great switches into this thing, so this is going to be a kind of a difficult situation for us right out of the gate here. We should outspeed this thing unless he is Scarf, but again, I don't want to bet my Superior. Kind of don't want to bet my Superior on that. We could Terra right out of the gate here and try to get a nice paralysis on this thing, or on something with a glare. I kind of want to do that. I think it's a little premature. You know what? Screw it. We're going to do it. We're going to be reckless. And we're going to leave. We're actually going to leave Storm. We're going to go ahead and Terrasilize into a Fire type right out of the gate with the Superior, gaining a valuable resistance to Fire, which hopefully we won't need. But yeah, we're going to see how this plays out here. We're just going to kind of bet it all on Superior right away and see what happens. We do outspeed. There's the Leaf Storm. Does a ton of damage to this thing, but he does survive. We do get the special attack raise, which is great. He goes for the Flare Blitz. It is now resisted, and we do take it pretty well, fortunately. So now we're in a pretty decent spot with the Superior, actually. We know we outspeed this thing, so we don't need to risk missing the Leaf Storm here. We're just going to go for a Dragon Pulse, as we should be able to survive, hopefully, if he has extreme speed on deck. But we'll see what happens. A +2 Dragon Pulse should do some good damage to pretty much anything that he wants to switch in here. So, yeah, we'll see what he wants to do here against the Terrafire Superior. So he is going to go ahead and save the Arcanine for later, kind of indicating to me he doesn't have extreme speed. He's going to go ahead and switch into the Hydrapple, which actually works out perfect for us as we go for a +2 Dragon Pulse on this thing. Not quite enough to get the KO, unfortunately, but it does do massive damage to the Hydrapple, which is incredible. So we know for a fact we outspeed Hydrapple. And he does not have really any Dragon resistances on deck. So I think we can pretty safely just go for another Dragon Pulse, so that's what we're going to do. And we'll see what he wants to do. He does stay in, not wanting to risk another switch, so he is just going to let the Hydrapple go down there to the next Dragon Pulse. So we get rid of that thing, knocking him down to 5. So that is pretty great for us. It's always nice to be able to get rid of that thing before it gets a chance to do any big damage. So Superior is putting in the work here early, which is pretty nice for us. Obviously, we did have to use our Terra early to achieve that, but we'll see how that plays out for us. and we'll see what he wants to come in with in response to that. What is it gonna be? So it is going to be the Snorlax, which is a good move on his side because this thing is obviously very specially defensive. So unfortunately, I don't think, even at +2, we obviously cannot take this thing out with a Leaf Storm. Now, we have a little bit of a choice to make, because what do we switch into this Snorlax? I think, what do we switch into the Snorlax is the question. That is a good question. I kind of want to go into Metagross here. I feel like we have to do something physical. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. I mean, the unfortunate thing is a lot of times these things do have some sort of ground move, but I feel like let's see, based on what he has on the team, I feel like we probably do have to go into Metagross here. So we'll switch into Metagross here, see what he wants to do. We could do some damage to the Snorlax at +2, but depending on how defensive it is, it might not be worth losing our Superior. So we come with our special shiny Metagross here as he goes for a Body Slam. Not going to do too much damage to us there. Unfortunately, he does grab the Paralysis on us, so that sucks. That is definitely going to hurt our Metagross's ability to do things going forward in this game. We do get some HP back with the Leftovers, which is nice. But yeah, that Para is definitely bad news for our Metagross. So here, he probably doesn't want to stay in on this matchup, but even so, I think we still go for a Meteor Mash here. We could predict something else coming in, but at the same time, he could stay in if he has a ground move, so we'll go Meteor Mash here as he does withdraw, so he might not actually have the ground move on the Snorlax, as he is going to go ahead and switch directly into the Quagsire. So that thing's coming in. We do get the Meteor Mash to connect with this thing. Does not much of any damage, unfortunately. We do actually get the attack boost, which is interesting. That kind of tempts me to stay in on this thing, as we get some HP back with the Leftovers. So with the +1 attack, I'm kind of tempted to stay in on this thing and just see how much damage we can get with an Earthquake. It might be kind of a reckless play, but at the same time, I don't really want to just switch anything just straight into Quagsire, because now that we've teared the Superior, we don't have really a foolproof switch into Quagsire right now, so we're just going to stay in and go for the Earthquake here, as he does outspeed us and go for the Spikes. So that's a little unfortunate. He is going to get that Hazard set up on us, which is bad. We do go for the Earthquake at +1. How much damage is it doing to this thing? Not nearly enough, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks. So I think we pretty much have no choice but to switch out against this thing now. What do we switch in to take this thing on? And the really best answer we have is going to be Superior, but the problem is we are now weak to both of its stab moves, and if we lose Superior, I don't know that we have a really great way to attack the Quagsire, although based on the damage we're doing, or the lack thereof, I should say, with the Metagross, it looks to definitely be more of a physically defensive Quagsire. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually just going to go ahead and switch directly into the Terrapagos here. He's probably just going to continue to Hazard stack. He could try to hit us with a ground attack, but I think Terrapagos is the play at this point. So we come in with that. We are going to get the Terra Shift to go ahead and transform, obviously. We take the Spikes damage, which deactivates our Terra Shell, which sucks. He does go for another Spike, which is unfortunate. And so, yeah, that's up, and obviously that's unfortunate because we have no way to remove those. So we do get some HP back with the Leftovers, which is nice, and he does not have Leftovers on there, so that kind of indicates to me he could potentially be Rocky Helmet or something. So I kind of want to actually get my own Stealth Rock up here, just because I think that Arcanine goes down if he switches in on the Stealth Rock again. But at the same time, a Terra Starstorm will do a lot of damage to this thing, so I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here. I think we just go for the Terra Starstorm, see how much damage we can get. I think that's the play. He actually does switch the Quagsire out, perhaps predicting the Hazard. He is going to switch in with the Snorlax again, so that thing's coming in, and we do get a Terra Starstorm on this thing, and it doesn't do too much damage to the Snorlax, unfortunately. as we do get some HP back with the leftovers. Not quite enough by 1 point, not enough to put us back up to full, and the Snorlax doesn't have leftovers either. So in this situation, I'm not sure what he's going to want to go for. I kind of do want to get my Stealth Rock up here just because I think that Arcanine goes down if we get our Stealth Rock up. So I think I am just going to go for my Stealth Rock now, as we should be outspeeding this thing. And we'll see what he wants to do. So there we go. We do get the Stealth Rock up on him, which is nice. So I think that'll take that Arcanine out the next time he tries to come in with it, and he goes for the Body Slam. Does some chip damage to us, and he gets the Para again on the Body Slam. So that is really unfortunate. So 2 Paras in a row. That's definitely problematic. We do get some HP back with the leftovers, which is something. But now I feel like I kind of want to preserve Terrapagos, so I think we go back into Metagross here. I think that's the play, because it doesn't seem like the Snorlax can do a lot to the Metagross, but we're going to switch it in and find out, as there it is. We are going to go ahead and take the Spikes damage, unfortunately, as he is going to go for a Curse, so that's really bad news. So he's going to go ahead and drop his speed to increase his attack and defense. So he's probably got the berry on hand. So that's obviously horrible news for us as we get some HP back with the leftovers. So we definitely are in a little bit of a scary situation now against this Snorlax. We have to do as much damage as possible, so we're going to go for the Meteor Mash. He actually is not going to want to play the Curse game, though, against Metagross with its high attack stat, so he's going to go right back into the Quagsire here. So there it is, as he does take a little bit of Stealth Rock damage. We go for the Meteor. Actually, that is going to go ahead first and pop his probably Citrus Berry there. Yep, Citrus Berry to increase his health once more. We do go for the Meteor Mash, and we actually miss. So the hacks are definitely not in our favor this game. We got 2 Paras and a Meteor Mash miss. So that really sucks as we get some HP back with the leftovers. Now, unfortunately, there's not much stopping him from setting up more hazards here. And we know this thing has to be physically defensive because we're doing like no damage to it. So he probably does just hazard stack here with the Quagsire, although I don't know if I want to risk that. I really want to get the Serperior back in, but at this point I don't think we can safely get it back in. So that's obviously a problem. I think we probably... How do we want to play this? This is kind of difficult, actually. He probably does go for the 3rd layer of spikes here. So you know what? I think he may not have. Oh, this is tough, actually. We'll go back into the Terrapagos. It's a difficult decision, but I think we go back into Terrapagos here, just due to the fact that it does not have a weakness to either of his stab moves. So we take some spikes damage there, as now he's going to get the 3rd layer of spikes up. So we could have made the switch into Serperior, but I really just didn't want to risk it. So he's got 3 layers of spikes up on us, which is obviously a real problem, as now we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I think we just have to Terrastar Storm here again, so that's exactly what we're going to do. He does actually stay in an Earthquake for chip damage. It does a pretty decent amount of damage to us, but we do survive. Go for the Terrastar Storm. Not quite enough to grab the KO on the Quagsire. Unfortunately, it just barely survives in the red. And then we get some HP back with the leftovers once more. So I think there's no reason to overthink this. We're just going to keep going for the Terrastar Storm here, as he does switch the Quagsire out this turn. What does he switch into? Probably the Snorlax. Yep, there it is. So he does come in with the Snorlax once more. Does take some Stealth Rock damage there, as we are going to go Terrastar Storm once again. And that does do considerable damage to the Snorlax, actually, this time, knocking it into down to about a quarter HP. And we get some HP back with the leftovers. So in the interest of the timer here, I kind of just want to stay in and keep going for Terrastar Storm. So we are, in fact, going to just go for another Terrastar Storm. We do outspeed him. Is the next Terrastar Storm enough to take the Snorlax out? Not quite. He survives in the red and goes for the rest. So that's unfortunate. That is extremely unfortunate, as he is going to go ahead and get all of his HP back and probably pop, yep, you guessed it, a Chesto Berry to go ahead and wake up. So that is pretty shitty, not going to lie, as now the Snorlax gains more longevity. We get some HP back with the leftovers. I don't think we can continue to play this game with the Snorlax, so we're going to just go back into the Metagross here, as it seems that he doesn't really have a lot to answer the Metagross. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and switch back in with the Metagross as we take the Spikes damage there. And he is going to go ahead and Terrastalize the Snorlax. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and Terrastalize Snorlax. What type is he going to go into here? It is going to be a normal type, so he's probably going for more power on the Body Slam if I had to guess. So he does go Terra Normal Snorlax here. He does go for the Body Slam. It is now Terra boosted, but even so, he's not going to do too much damage to the Metagross, which is obviously good for us. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I think we just Meteor Mash here and hope we don't miss again. I think that's going to be our play, so we're just going to Meteor Mash. We know that Quagsire can't take another hit. Unfortunately, he does outspeed us because we're paralyzed. Goes for a Curse to get that speed drop and attack and defense increase. We really need to hit the Meteor Mash now as we go. We get fully parried, so yeah, as we get fully parried. So that really sucks. So we get fully parried, get some HP back with the leftovers. And that's obviously terrible. So, yeah, that's obviously terrible. So, I think we have to just Meteor Mash again here. I don't think we can really do anything else. So, yeah, I think we just Meteor Mash again here. I think that's really our only play. So, yeah, we just Meteor Mash again as we actually outspeed this time, and we get full parried again. So, yeah, this is like, wow, the hacks in this game are pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, folks. This is pretty awful. He gets another Curse to increase his attack and defense farther, decreasing his speed. Actually, no, he cursed, so his speed is gonna be lower now. So, man, that's really unfortunate. That is super unfortunate. So, how do we handle this situation? He's at +2 attack and defense now, thanks to the Curse. So I guess we're really in bad shape right now. I guess all we can do is just Meteor Mash again. We can't switch. We get parried for the 3rd turn in a row. Wow. We get parried for the 3rd turn in a row as he goes for the Body Slam. And it knocks us down to about a 3rd HP, and then we get some HP back with the leftovers. So, all right, yeah, okay. Not sure how I want to proceed with this one. Yeah, I'm just in shock right now because it's 3 para. All right, I guess we're gonna continue to play this game and see what happens. We're gonna Meteor Mash again. We actually don't get parried for once. Go for Meteor Mash, does minimal damage. Unfortunately, as he's gonna go for the next Body Slam here, and it's not quite enough to take us out, which is good. But we do, then we do get some HP back with the leftovers. So, yeah, I think in this situation, we Meteor Mash again, and we do connect, which is something. We knock him down a little above half as he goes for the next Body Slam. This one will take us out, I think, as sure enough it does. So Metagross goes down, we go down to 5, so that is super unfortunate. As I think what we do now, we're starting to put the edges of the timer, so we got to hurry up. So we're going to go ahead and clean switch into our Hitmonlee. So we come in with that, take a bunch of spikes damage. We're going to go ahead and pop our Fake Out Normal Gem strategy right now. So we go for the Fake Out. We are going to pop the Normal Gem to go ahead and increase Fake Out's power. It does minimal chip damage to the Snorlax, but it does get the mandatory flinch. And now we go ahead and go for the close combat and hope it's enough to take him out. As we know, we outspeed. Close combat incoming. It is enough. Thankfully, is enough to go ahead and get rid of that Snorlax. Finally, as we drop our defenses, take the Snorlax out and knock him down to 4 Pokemon. So that was quite the ordeal, but we got through it. The Snorlax is down. As now he comes in with the Tatsugiri. Takes some Stealth Rock damage, and in this situation, I think even if the Tatsugiri is Scarf, I think we still outspeed. We don't have a switch to the Tatsugiri either, so we just go for the close combat. We could either go knockoff or close combat. I think we just go close combat to do as much damage as possible to this thing. We know we outspeed, close combat incoming. It actually is enough to go ahead and one-shot that Tatsugiri outright, which is incredible for us. Hitmonlee putting in the work. We take another round of defense drops, but that's okay. Knocks him down to just 3 Pokemon, and Hitmonlee putting in the work, which is great. So now he comes in with the Iron Hands. So that thing's coming in. It takes some Stealth Rock damage. Now, more than likely, this thing can survive a close combat, and that is the best move we have for it. So we're just going to go ahead and go for it again. We obviously do outspeed thanks to Unburden. It only takes him down to about half, unfortunately. We do take yet another round of defense drops there, as he is going to go for a Swords Dance, interestingly enough, as there is less than a minute to go. That's an interesting play, and then he is going to regain some HP with the leftovers. So it looks like it's going to be really close as to whether or not the next close combat takes him out. We're just going to go ahead and go for it. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not quite enough to get rid of the Iron Hands there. He survives with like 1 HP, goes for the Drain Punch. That will obviously get rid of the Hitmonlee and give him a whole bunch of HP back as well. Actually, not that much. And so the Hitmonlee goes down. We go down to 4, as obviously super pushing the edges of the timer here as he regains HP with the leftovers. We do still have maybe one more turn if we play it really fast. And our play is going to be to come in with Moltres with seconds left on the clock. And we very quickly have to go for a Scorching Sands. That's exactly what we're going to do. There we go. We get the Scorching Sands off with seconds left on the clock. Goes ahead and finishes off the Iron Hands, knocking him down to 2 Pokemon. However, this is an interesting situation because he goes ahead and comes in with the Arcanine, and he actually does survive the switch-in off the Stealth Rock, to my surprise. I kind of didn't think he would. But the timer is up, and so we have 4 Pokemon left. He has 2. So we know how that goes. We're just going to go ahead and click Scorching Sands. But timer is up. The game is over. And that is game. So we are going to win that one 4-2 against Braves. But that was a really good match, actually. Highly competitive game. A lot of hacks in that one, not going to lie. It was a timer-induced victory, obviously. But I feel like even without the timer, we were kind of in the driver's seat there. So obviously we don't know for a fact what would have happened if the timer had not expired, but I think we were definitely in the driver's seat with that one. But definitely a really solid match all around. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.